Today I continue reading the book Teachings on Love by thầy Thích Nhất Hạnh from page 111 to 122 for chapter 10, Beginning Anew. We all want to love and be loved. If you do not have anyone to love, your heart may triumph. Love brings happiness to ourselves and to the ones we love. We may want to help those in need. We may want to love children who are hungry, disabled, or abused to relieve them of their suffering. We carry that love in our hearts and hope that someday we will be able to realize it. But when we actually contact these children, they may be difficult to love. They may be rude, they may lie, they may steal, and our love for them will fade. We had the idea that loving children who need our help would be wonderful, but when confronted with the reality, we cannot sustain our love. When we discover that the object of our love is not lovable, we feel disappointment, shame, and regret. We feel as though we have failed. If we cannot love a poor or disabled child, who can we love? We must practice harmony of views and harmony of speech. We bring our views together to have a deeper understanding, and we use loving speech to inspire others and not hurt anyone. We practice walking together, eating together, discussing together, so we can realize love and understanding. If older sisters do not hold each other's hands like children of the same mother, how can the younger sisters have faith in the future? If you are able to breathe and smile when your sister says something unkind, that is the beginning of love. You do not have to go somewhere place to serve. You can serve right where you are by practicing walking meditation, smiling, and shining your eyes of love on others. We want to go out and share that we have learned. But if we do not practice mindful breathing to untie the knots of pain in ourselves, the knots of anger, sadness, jealousy, and irritation, what can we teach others? 8 years ago, I organized a retreat for American veterans of the Vietnam War. Many of the men and women at that retreat feel very guilty for what they had done and witnessed, and I knew I had to find a way of beginning anew that could help them transform. One veteran told me that when he was in Vietnam, he rescued a girl who had been wounded and was about to die. He pulled her into his helicopter, but he was not able to save her life. She died looking straight at him, and he has never forgotten her eyes. She had a hammock with her because at Guerrilla she slept in the forest at night. When she died, he kept the hammock and would not let it go. Sometimes when we suffer, we have to cling to our suffering. The hammock symbolized all his suffering, all his shame. During the retreat, the veterans sat in a circle and spoke about their suffering, some for the first time. In a retreat for veterans, a lot of love and support is needed. Some veterans would not do walking meditation because it reminded them too much of walking in the jungles of Vietnam, where they could step on a mine or walk into an ambush at any time. One man walked far behind the rest of us so that if anything happened, he would be able to get away quickly. Veterans live in that kind of psychological environment. Beginning anew is not to ask for forgiveness. Beginning anew is to change your mind and heart, to transform the ignorance that brought about wrong actions of body, speech, and mind, and to help you cultivate your mind of love. Your shame and guilt will disappear. You will begin to experience the joy of being alive. All wrongdoings arise in the mind. It is through the mind that wrongdoings can disappear. At Plum Village, we practice a ceremony of beginning anew every week. Everyone sits in a circle with a vase of fresh flowers in the center, and we follow our breathing as we wait for the facilitator to begin. The ceremony has three parts: flower watering, expressing regrets, and expressing hurts and difficulties. This practice can prevent feelings of hurt from building up over the weeks and helps make the situation safe for everyone in the community. We begin with flower watering. When someone is ready to speak, she joins her palms and the others join their palms to show that she has the right to speak. Then she stands, walks slowly to the flower, takes the vase in her hands and returns to her seat. When she speaks, her words reflect the freshness and beauty of the flower that is in her hand. During flower watering, each speaker acknowledges the wholesome, wonderful qualities of the others. It is not flattery. We always speak the truth. Everyone has some strong points that can be seen with awareness. No one can interrupt the person holding the flower. She is allowed as much time as she needs, and everyone else practices deep listening. When she is finished speaking, she stands up and slowly returns the vase to the center of the room. In the second part of the ceremony, we express regrets for anything we have done to hurt others. In the third part of the ceremony, we express ways in which others have hurt us. When we sit among a circle of friends who are all practicing deep listening, our speech becomes more beautiful and more constructive. We never blame or argue. Compassionate listening is crucial. We listen with the willingness to relieve the suffering of the other person, not to judge or argue with her. We listen with all our attention. Hugging meditation is a practice I invented. Hugging meditation is a combination of East and West. According to the practice, you have to really hug the person you are hugging. You have to make him or her very real in your arms, not just for the sake of appearances, patting him on the back and to pretend you are there, but breathing consciously and hugging with all your body, spirit, and heart. Hugging meditation is a practice of mindfulness. Breathing in, I know my dear one is in my arms, alive. Breathing out, she is so precious to me. If you breathe deeply like that, holding the person you love, the energy of care, love, and mindfulness will penetrate into that person, and she will be nourished and bloom like a flower. Another practice you can use to bring about peace in your family and in relationships is the peace treaty. That's it for today.